Okay, in this tutorial I am going to show you how we can put electrical battery on the worksheet and how can we animate the circuit in the program called Proteus 8. This is 8.7 version. This is the newest version today. Today is July 2018. So you should update your Proteus if you have an older version of that program. So here you have in the blue rectangle area called worksheet, or this is the area where you can work. Also you can work outside of it, but it's always best to work inside of it because this is A4 size rectangular, and you can always make this area bigger, smaller, and so on. But in the first lectures or tutorials, however you want to call it, and I don't need to make this area bigger. So okay, where do you take the components? You can go here on the left side and click on this little yellow icon called the component mode. Left click on it, and here you go to the letter P. This is gonna open the library where all the components are found, and here you can type the keyword. I'm now going to use a battery, and I'm gonna take one lamp, but you can also find various components here in the category. But for now I'm just gonna type battery, and as you can see here we have 6, 7, 8, I don't know, batteries, but I'm going to select or choose this second one called the DC voltage source. Here you can see the symbol that is gonna be on the schematic. Here is a PCB preview. Unfortunately for the batteries there is no PCB preview in this program, but you can see here this is some other component, and here you can see the PCB preview of that component. But I'm not going to do I'm not going to use PCB layout in my tutorials for Proteus. I'm just gonna use the schematic capture. So double click on the battery, and here you have the battery in this area. This area is called the selector, and when you double click, then you put the device here in the selector. If you click OK, for example, if I click cell and click OK, you're gonna exit this library, but the cell is gonna be put here in the selector. Now I don't need this cell, so right click and click delete, and it's gonna tell you, do you want to remove the device device cell, called the cell, from the selector? Yes, okay. So I'm gonna use one more component. I'm gonna take one lamp, because lamp illuminates, so it's good to show, it's animating, and it's good to show in the simulation of the program. And I don't need anything else, so I'm gonna click OK. And now how do you put this battery on the worksheet? Now you click left click, and you see there you click you have a pencil that is white, and if you click left click, now there is a battery that is purple. Now you can move it, and you can put it wherever you want. I'm gonna put it here, no matter, and left click. As you can see, by default the battery, and you zoom in with the scroll button, and you zoom out also with the scroll button on the mouse. By default it already has 12 volts. So if you want higher voltage or smaller, then click right click, go to the edit properties. Here you have a part reference, that's the name of the battery. Here you have the voltage, that's the value of the voltage of this battery. You can adjust it, you can make it higher, bigger, but I'm gonna leave it 12 volts. And you have the internal resistance of 0.1 ohms, and I'm gonna leave it like this. Okay, so now I have a battery and I need a lamp. So here I have a lamp, I'm gonna put it here. So just a second, how do you rotate parts, components in Proteus? When it's purple like this, you just click plus or minus on the tab, on the keyboard, and it's gonna rotate. Plus is rotating counterclockwise, and minus is clockwise rotating. And I'm gonna leave it like this. So I'm gonna make a simple circuit. Now I have to connect these two components. How do you connect them? When you come here to the battery, one side, when you put the pencil on one end of the battery, it turns green, as you can see. And when you left click it, then you can, when you left click the mouse, and you can make the wire, you can adjust the wire the way you like it. So I'm gonna do like this. If you want to make these corners, you just left click here. I want to make a corner here, left click, and I put the first wire. Now this was the plus side of the battery, and now I want so if I want this circuit to work, I need a closed loop. I need to close the plus and the minus sign, because currents don't flow if you don't have a closed loop. So now the negative side here, I have to connect it with the battery, left here, and you know it automatically. It's a good program. You just have to work, and everything's gonna be just fine. Now before I run the simulation, it's good always to see the flow of the current. So here you can, in the toolbar, go on this. You can go here on system, click system, and go to set animation options. Now here you can check this animation option called show wire current with arrows. So, and click OK. Now when I start the program, this circuit here is gonna show you the flow, the direction of current. And here, where do you run the simulation? Here you run the simulation. As you can see, when you go to the mouse on this first icon, it says here run the simulation, as you can see. So when I click that, wait a moment, it just needs to load. As you can see, the current is going from here, from the plus to the minus side of the circuit, and as you can see, the lamp now is glowing, and that's kind of it. You want to pause the, if you want to pause the simulation, just click here on this rectangle, and as you can see, the lamp is not glowing anymore. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial, and I'll just show you how you can save it. Now if you want to save this project, you just go here, file, save project as, and basically you just save it where you want to save it. It doesn't really matter. So if you want, you can save it. I'm not gonna save this. I'm not gonna save this project, but don't delete this project, because I'm going to continue my tutorial. I'm gonna do my next tutorial on this project, where I'm going to show you how you can measure the current and the voltage on the components of the electric circuit. So that's it for the first lecture, first tutorial, and see you in the second one. Goodbye.